They're finally here. Behold, BMW's bold new M3 Saloon and M4 Coupe. Appearing ahead of their public debut at the Beijing Motor Show on the 26th of September, the new M cars are the most powerful versions of the 3 and 4 we've ever seen, and for the very first time you'll soon be able to buy them with a 4-wheel drive system. Of course, the massive grille first seen on the 4 Series makes a return and is already causing an uproar among some die-hard M3/4 fans. We'll go over that and much more in our list of 10 things you need to know about the new M3 and M4. But before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. When the early M3 development cars were first spotted at the Nürburgring, it looked as though they'd adopt the more conservative front end of the 3 Series than the bucktooth grille of the new 4. In reality, the production model adopts the latter. Both the M3 and M4 have similar front ends, and they both feature the same deep bonnet crease complete with 2 smaller creases that look like air vents from a distance, but they're actually just there to add to the car's aggressive looks, as if the wheel arches and gigantic grille weren't enough. The previous generation M3 and M4 weighed 1,635 kilos and 1,612 kilos respectively, which, at the time, made them relatively lightweight compared to other sports saloons and coupes on the market. However, like the rest of us, the M cars have put on a few kilos while in lockdown. The new M3 weighs in at 1,780 kilos, while the M4 is a fraction lighter at 1,775 kilograms. That's still on par with the likes of the Mercedes-AMG C63, but the M3 and 4 are no longer the featherweights they once were. As you'd probably expect, the interior is largely the same as the ones that you'll find in the 3 and 4 Series, but BMW's M division has worked its magic so that you'll feel as though you're behind the wheel of a serious performance car. There's carbon fibre around the centre of the steering wheel, on the dashboard and around the centre console. You can also go for optional carbon fibre sports seats that, when paired with ceramic brakes, will shave off a not insignificant 25 kilos. Other additions include red M buttons on the wheel, carbon fibre paddle shifters and M badges everywhere. At this stage you might be starting to worry a little, whether it be the controversial looks or the extra weight, or both. But fear not, because the new M3 and M4 are seriously powerful cars. In competition, guys, the M3 and M4 both produce 503 brake horsepower and 650 Nm of torque, courtesy of the company's new S58 generation 3-litre twin-turbocharged inline-6 engine. That's 48 brake horsepower more than the outgoing hardcore CS model, and is enough to fling you from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds. The standard model has the same 3-litre straight-six motor as the competition, albeit in a lower state of tune. It churns out 473 brake horsepower and will get you to 62 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds. That's right, the base versions of the M3 and M4 will come with 6-speed manual gearboxes as standard. Hooray! There's a small problem though. The base spec M3 and M4 won't be available in the UK. We're only getting the competition models, and they come with 8-speed torque converter automatic gearboxes, which replace the old 7-speed DCT. What a shame. At launch, the M3 and M4 competition will come exclusively in rear-wheel drive form. That's right, the whole 503 brake horsepower and 650 Nm of torque will be transferred to the tarmac through 2 wheels alone. But from summer 2021, BMW will also offer an xDrive version, meaning the M3 and M4 will be available in all-wheel drive form for the first time in the lineup's near 35-year history. The system comes with 3 driving modes: 4-wheel drive Sport, which deactivates the stability control for 4-wheel drifting, and 2-wheel drive. Of course, you wouldn't expect BMW to go and lump the same suspension layout from the warmed-up M340i into its new M3. Oh no, BMW's M division has worked its magic on the saloon and coupe, fitting them with adaptive dampers and refining the suspension geometry by increasing the negative camber on the front wheels. There are also 10 stages for the traction control and an optional M-Drift analyzer that, as the name suggests, allows you to track your drifting skills with graphs. A great conversation starter if you're on a date and need to break the ice. German performance cars have been limited to 155 miles per hour for decades, just so you don't get too carried away while on a stretch of autobahn. The same goes for the new M3 and M4, but if you go for the M-Race track package, which allegedly costs £8,000, BMW will remove the limiter so you can chase after the car's 180 miles per hour top speed. Luckily, there are a few other goodies thrown in, including ceramic brakes, carbon seats, and lighter wheels that are wrapped in semi-slick tyres, because BMW knows you're a track day enthusiast. If you're as excited as we are about the M3 and M4, you're sadly in for a bit of a wait. Orders are expected to open in March, and if you want an xDrive all-wheel drive version, you may have to wait until later next summer. At least that gives you some time to save up. Which brings us on to... all that extra performance comes at a price. While there's been no official word from BMW just yet, it's estimated the M3 competition will carry a price tag of £75,000, and there'll be a slight premium for the M4 as it's expected to cost £76,000. If true, that would make the G80 Generation M cars incredibly expensive, given that the previous generation base spec M3 cost less than £60,000. Yes, the cars we're getting in the UK will be competition models, but the competition pack was only a £3,000 optional extra on the previous model. Of course, you may be able to save some money through one of our trusted dealers at yesauto.com.